And you probably heard the old adage, if you want something done right, do it yourself. Well, this is an example of how that advice can go horribly wrong. So now this is accused Capitol rioter Brandon Fellows, who decided against the advice of the court to represent himself. And you can probably guess correctly how well that went. In fact, the story is headlined, Capitol rioter admits to 2 new felonies while representing himself in a bond hearing. So this is Washington TV station WUSA 9, who detailed their Fellows' really, really bad day in court. So now, first, some information here. Fellows is an Albany, New York resident under indictment on a felony charge of obstructing an official proceeding in connection with the January 6th riot. In charging documents, prosecutors say Fellows entered the Capitol through a broken window and somehow ended up smoking pot in Senator Jeff Merkley's office. Okay. Yeah. Really fighting for Trump there. Seriously? Now, Fellows was initially granted pretrial release, but was ordered back into custody in June after repeated violations, including missing a court-ordered mental health evaluation and allegedly calling a probation officer's mother. This guy, oh no, it gets better. It gets better. Now, the Justice Department also said when a clerk of the court attempted to contact Fellows about another violation, allegations that he was harassing a former girlfriend, not cool. It was discovered that he had apparently put the number for the judge's wife's office instead of his own. Total troll. Total troll. More. Last month, Fellows asked McFadden to allow him to represent himself pro se in this case, saying he had spent the previous 2 weeks in the D.C. jail's law library and determined that that was what he wanted, despite warning him repeatedly the possible consequences of going it alone. With no formal law training, McFadden ultimately granted Fellows' request. In fact, District Judge Trevor McFadden told Fellows, quote, "Most people do not do this. Obviously, the attorney has discouraged this. I do not think this is a good idea, but I'm going to allow you to take the stand if you wish." To which, at that point, he then calmly pulled out a bucket of popcorn to watch this guy self-immolate. The caucasity of this situation. No, and the reason I say that is it's pretty obvious. The guy's 100% trolling the court. 100%. No, he thinks like, oh yeah, I'm going to show the court who's smart. Yeah, that's right. I don't need no stinking law degree. I'm white and right-wing. Yeah, I'm gonna triumph over you bunch of nerds. Well, he said, I'm gonna show him. I'm gonna show him. And oh, he did. He showed them all right. Because what ensued, according to the report, was about 2 hours worth of rambling by Fellows across a difficult to follow litany of complaints about his incarceration, and then stopping to touch on different subjects like the Taliban, because that's relevant. Guantanamo Bay, hey, close Gitmo. We should have closed it years and years and years. It never should have had it open in the first place. I mean, literally, if he's going to, and I don't know what his argument is. Probably like, oh, we should throw all the libs in Gitmo. No, but seriously, on a serious note, there were people in Guantanamo Bay that didn't do anything and that were still held by the Bush and Obama administrations. And so, look, if he had brought that up, maybe he would have made a decent point, something that I would agree with. But nonetheless, I don't think that he did. He also brought up a woman who had left her child in a dumpster and a constitutional lawyer who had allegedly advised him to wrap his cell phone in tin foil. Now, obviously, that didn't seem to work out, the whole tinfoil thing. So why didn't he just, why did he stop at tinfoiling his own cell phone? Why not tinfoil his head, make a little hat out of it? Or, and look, tinfoil hat, I mean, obviously, you got to protect the head, Or else because that's how the Marxists, they come in, they steal your thoughts, and then make you a gay communist hippie. I'm sorry, gay trans communist hippie. So, you know, you got to protect your head against that, obviously. And then why not just go the full, you know, the full thing and just wrap your entire body in tinfoil? You know, just to be safe. Just to be safe. The best people, the greatest people. It is amazing to think, and also kind of sad, really, that this is the best Trump could get. This is the best the right wing has to offer. And better than that, these people all think, we're the patriots, we're the real, we're smarter than the courts, we're smarter than the government, we're smarter and we're more patriotic, we're the heroes, greatest people. No, in reality, of course, the dumbest people on the planet. They go in to try to stop an election that's already over. Without the pain, that's not how the elections or the Constitution actually work. They do it on behalf of a serial grifter, clown, autocrat wannabe who did not get enough love from daddy. And when they get caught, they fail to realize that there are any sort of consequences at all. So now the problem, of course, is that, to be fair, the consequences for these people have been rather light. So I guess it makes sense that some of them end up thinking that the entire thing is a joke, and then they treat it like a joke. Now, I don't know if this one is going to end up like that, but I have talked about cases where people, you know, who have done felonies, fled down to misdemeanors, and would get a total of 3 weeks in jail for assaulting police officers during the Capitol siege. So, I mean, I guess if the sentences they're handing out are going to be a joke, you might as well just treat it all like a joke, which I guess this is what this guy's doing. That said, I don't know how well this one's going to end up because, I mean, he's representing himself. In fact, according to one exchange, McFadden said this: "You are charged with a federal felony. This is not a community college where you get pats on the back. You've admitted to incredible lapses of judgment here on the stand, not least of which was seeking to disqualify a New York State judge. You've admitted to obstruction of justice in that case, and you've admitted to what was probably obstruction in this case in trying to have me disqualified, and only Ms. Halverson's advice stopped you from doing so. You've engaged in a pattern of behaviors that shows contempt for the criminal justice system, and I just have no confidence that you will follow my orders if I release you." McFadden then denies Fellow's request to reopen his detention status and ordered him back into custody at the D.C. jail. So this was just a bond hearing. Not even the actual dealing with his crimes. So, oops. Sad. That said, I guess that 2-week crash course study in the law didn't do you any good at all at the end of the day. Now, I have the suspicion, of course, as I mentioned, that this clown's not going to get punished as he should for being part of the Capitol riot. The only reason that I think he's been so cavalier about the entire thing is that he knows how the justice system works. Oh, I'm white. Of course I'm white. I got right-wing privilege. Yeah, I can go in, I can do whatever I want. I can go smoke pot in Jeff Merkley's office. Which, you know, okay. He knows that he's got privilege, so he knows the judges are always going to go easy on him because he has that privilege. Imagine if a black guy went in there and smoked pot in Merkley's office, right? Or did anything, climb through a window, break windows, you know, whatever, right? Oh, right, there was one black guy and immediately denied pretrial release. Just one. And they are probably going to throw the book at him. Maybe, I don't know. I keep hoping that they'll prove me wrong and actually have some real sentences doled out for these people. But again, as I pointed out, many cases were nothing more than a slap. I ended up with a slap on the wrist for people who were really only sorry about getting caught. They weren't sorry about doing what they did, being part of this attempted insurrection. So I don't know. You know, I would like to have a tiny little bit of hope that this chud just went and pissed off the wrong judge so much that they decide to take him, seriously. But I don't know. We're going to have to see. We're going to have to see. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.